Oh, my bad. Yes, people. Never a foul. Big up 10K party. And here we are to talk some crap on a certain team. And it's going to be my team, of course. But here we're joined by Mo and Daps as per usual, as no doubt. And then also we have got man like Michael today, who's actually making his debut. A bit of a different type of Liverpool fan to what you usually see, like Monster or Roms. You know, if I'm not here, Roms wants to stand on my team. If Monster's here, he just wants to run banter on my team. Maybe Michael might have a different type of opinion because Mo met him. So I wonder if Mo has found another villain.
I'm glad you doubled down on that one when you first said a slightly different person to Roms and Mo.
Yeah. It's interesting. You know what it is, Michael? How are you feeling?
About Liverpool or in general?
In general, man.
In general, I'm good.
Let's start in general.
In general, I'm good, man. It's holidays here in Finland. It's sunny. It's warm. Plus 22. That's warm for Finland. Football is not great. That I'll be honest. The football is not great for Liverpool, but we move on and we'll have to see what happens later this month with the transfers. But big up to you guys. And congrats on hitting 10K as well. That's a big achievement.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
not.
come on. 10K is big.
Really. Do you know what? One thing I said earlier as well, and I've got to say this right now. Everyone in here, all of our subscribers and our repeat people that watch us, yeah, you don't understand. Like, I've had loads of people congratulating us, and it's like, no. You lot are doing this, yeah? When you lot watch the shows and watch the whole show, when you hit that like button, when you get involved in the live chat, it's you lot that are making us grow. Like, all we're doing is talking about football. It's quite easy to do. I mean, Mo gets a lot of things wrong, but it's quite easy to do.
Yeah,
but you lot. This is you lot achieving this, not us. So
yeah, today we're going to be talking about Liverpool, as you can see in the title. I think they deserve a bit of recognition through stuff and just a bit of concerns, which I'm sure we will touch on quite in depth if we can. Also, along the lines of Man United Mason Mount, I've got a different theory to it to what most people have, and I'm sorry if you deem it a little bit negative. And then also Gvardiol. We will talk about Gvardiol. So things are moving. It's crazy how only what 6-7 hours ago we were talking about Gvardiol and maybe it's Kim Min Jae. Well, things change in the space of like 5 hours. Let me go through some of the guys that are actually here as well. I want to hear Michael's take on what he thinks about Mo.
Mo has definitely changed.
And apologies for being late. Big up Daniel in the building. Daps is not in the building. He you know what? Today it was actually Mo that was late.
It was me that's late. Do you know what it is? This house is hot, yeah? So I wanted to have a cold shower before. And, you know, you always think a shower. You know when you think something takes 2 minutes, but then you realise, I've got to get dry after that, and I've actually got to put clothes on. So you don't want me here naked, trust me.
Yeah,
we'd lose subscribers. We'd lose subscribers.
I live in the same house. I don't want to see that either. Big up Adam in the building.
Up in my room anyway.
You always go into my room, bro. I'll be sleeping. He's like, Cass, bro.
Yeah, that's because you're sleeping at mad hours.
Have you seen this? And it'll be something about Man City. I'm like, no, bro.
I do that. Do you think you should wake me up to tell me about Man City? I don't care. I do that all the time, you know.
Yeah. Big up Christian Hoover in the building. Dan Watson saying Caicedo amount, quad 25 million in January. Slim Ake as always as well. Big up Derek in the building, a special one. Footy boy Martin, which is great to see. Who else is it? Sam is here. Geordie Tonight, this guy's funny. He's hilarious, man. He's actually hilarious. Gabriel is telling us right now, as you can see, he's from Fabrizio Romano. That's the correct terms as well with Gvardiol. Big up Pablo. Cass check mentions while we're all waiting. What mentions? Tell me. GR, Nif. It
was Pablo. He would have meant on Twitter.
Yeah, Tiny in the building, and many other people. DJ in one, KLFC, and many more. Josh Smith.
So you see the people that are that colour. Is that just because we've got that set as that colour now?
What's that?
Yes. Yeah, the green colour. Yes.
Because we used to have colours for members and stuff, didn't we, before?
Yeah, but this is on StreamYard.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Man. Let's get on with the show. We might as well talk about Mason Mount and theories behind it. Mo, I don't actually care how you're feeling right now, but I'm gonna go straight to Michael. What's your take on Mason Mount and his Man United saga?
I think Mount's an average player. I don't know why you guys are going after him. If I'm United, just stay away from that deal at all costs possible. So if I'm Chelsea, if you're getting 50 million for Mason Mount, you better take it. That's highway robbery in my book. Take the 50 million, get Caicedo, But now you're allowing Manchester United, if they go away from the Mason Mount deal, to go get Caicedo. And I'm pretty sure Cass and all of these Man United fans would love that. Because Caicedo is a baller, and I think 10 times the player that Mason Mount is. So if I'm United, reject the deal, go get Caicedo, and you're happier.
Now, it makes sense now. Got it. Boom. That's what's going on. So they're going to end up with Mount. They've done this so that Chelsea think exactly what you said there. They're going to go after Caicedo. Do you know what? Let's just accept it. They'll be on the phone to him instantly. Do you know what? 45. Give us 45 for Mount and just leave Caicedo alone. That's exactly.
Yeah, Man United finally acting like a big club, not chasing Chelsea, and it is something that we haven't seen lately, right? But big up to Man United. Coming from the feeder club. Big up Man United, to be honest, for what they're doing. They didn't budge. And they stayed on their 50. They said 45 plus 5. Now they said 50 plus 5. Take it or leave it. And Chelsea came back with a counter of 58 plus 7 or whatever. And Man United said, no, you know what? Shove it up. You whatever. And exactly what they did. And I think at the end, they're going to just budge, as Mike said. But will Man United do the job and say, listen, now we thought about it. It's only 45 now. Because he didn't accept our bid. Who did that a year ago or something with a player that he didn't accept the bid and they said, no, he's now more expensive. Now Man United are doing the opposite. Man United tell Chelsea, nope.
It was Anthony.
Yes. So Man United, it happened to you. You were too late to get Anthony. And then Ajax said, nope, our price just gone up. So I think Man United now are going to say, nope, our price just gone down. We are going to go for Caicedo, or you want to give us Mount for 45 plus 5.
Yeah.
I was actually wrong. I thought Man United would budge.
But the thing is, if they're going for Caicedo, then they are fully involved in a bidding war. And a bidding war against Chelsea is something that I don't know if right now, maybe in the future when they get their owners, but right now, I don't think Man United want to be in a bidding war with Chelsea.
Yeah, but can I add something to this? I actually don't think that Chelsea have the money now to go and pay for Caicedo. This is why they wanted to sell Havertz and they wanted to sell Mount. Now Man United crippled Chelsea. If they don't have the money, how are they going to pay for Caicedo?
Where do you sit and come up with all these little things, Mo?
He thinks about in his dungeon. So this is my theory around it. I think it is a PR spin from Man United, and I think it's to tell Chelsea and sound them out saying we're not paying more than 55 million. So you either take it or leave it. And I don't think Man United renegotiate. The reason why it's not FFP why Man United don't want to pay for Mount. It's because it's already been said and is well documented throughout many sources. Yeah, the rumors, as we call it, is that Man United only value him actually at 50 million. They already feel like they're paying over the odds for this guy for Manchester United Football Club. A guy that has 1 year left on his contract. He had an awful season. He's actually a good player.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually a good player, but I just don't think he suits what we need currently at Manchester United, where I feel like Liverpool would be a great destination for him for the way Klopp plays. He doesn't need extraordinary midfielders to play a certain way of football. Where Man United right now need extraordinary players all over the pitch because we suck. So, in my honest opinion, I feel like this is just a PR spin. And if it is going to be true that Chelsea said, no, we'd rather keep him, then Man United say, okay, we'll see him next year and we'll go get Caicedo. I think Caicedo will be the second option. Doesn't mean Man United won't go pay for Caicedo. A different structured deal could be we pay you 30 million for Caicedo and the rest in installments. Do you know what I mean? They value Caicedo differently the way they value Mount. This is why I say it's the same thing with this theory that Man United only have 120 million to spend. It's the same theory that only Newcastle have 75 million to spend. It's all rubbish. FFP can be done in very many different ways, and I think Chelsea have shown that. And I think that's got probably more to do with the wages more than the expenditure anyway. So that's just my little 2 pence on it personally.
I think you're right. Do you know what? That's a valid point. I guess if Chelsea going in trying to do business how they did it in January, where it's paying over X amount of years or like that to a team like Brighton, and if United go in and go, well, we'll pay it over instead of 4 years,
2 installments,
2 years, then Brighton, a club like Brighton would be like, do you know what, we might be getting 10 million less, but we're getting it, we're getting it now instead.
And they want to go for Kudus as well.
Yeah.
Before inflation, before Kudus price and the price of next year will be higher than this year. It's better to buy today than wait for the money to come in 2-3 years and then buy the next year, because Caicedo was 40 million last year or even less. So Chelsea, I like playing a dangerous game, but I think Arsenal fell for it. And now Arsenal fans are like an Arsenal. I'm sure that Arsenal management now are thinking, we maybe should have done that. We should not have budged, and we should not have paid what they wanted, because they look stupid. If Man United get what they want, which is Mason Mount in a cheaper price, Arsenal will look so stupid in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'll echo it again.
How does Arsenal catch strays already? They've never done nothing yet.
It's been 10 minutes, Cass. It's been 10 minutes. They're catching strays.
It's my agenda against Arsenal. Well, I didn't think about it. I'm really thinking that because Arsenal rushed and said, Chelsea said 70, Arsenal said 50, Chelsea said 65. I was like, hey, here you go, 65.
No, you got it wrong. You got it wrong. It went like this. They wanted to give 55 up to 55. Chelsea said 65. It's like, no, you know what? Here you go. Here's 70. How about that? Like, no, we want 65. All right, we pay you 65. Anytime.
Yeah, I would be interested to see how Arsenal negotiate. They do seem.
They didn't.
One thing.
They couldn't negotiate, bro. They couldn't.
We might be wrong. We don't know what goes on, but I do think Arsenal seem to sometimes be slacking. But at the same time, listen, if Havertz turns up and Arteta finds a way to play with him, then it could end up being a very, very good deal. But I think the hardest thing for Arsenal fans as well is the two things is, firstly, Chelsea their rivals Chelsea want rid of Havertz, and Arsenal have gone, we'll buy him and for whatever you want, right? That's the first thing where Arsenal fans are like, oh. The second thing, Arsenal fans, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them think they need a number 9, right? And they've gone and bought a guy that's very bad in the false 9 role. So they're like, we're getting a Chelsea reject that can't play in the position that we think he's going to be played in. But if he gets played in a different position, but it's hard because they're looking at Willian. There's been a lot of very bad business between Arsenal and Chelsea over the years. So the only good one was actually Cole going the other way.
Daps, Kai Havertz is not a bad business for like 45, for 50. You'll be okay. I think 65 is really overpaying for him.
It is, but if I get it, but like I keep saying, Arteta clearly has a plan with him. If that works, it's going to look very good. If it doesn't, I'll stick by it. I still think because of what he did in the Bundesliga, because he is a German international, in 2 years' time, if it doesn't work out, a German team will come in for him for probably about 45 million.
So his resale value is still there.
Bundesliga club is paying that money. I'll tell you that right
Michael
now.
knows. Michael follows
Bundesliga.
He can tell us.
They ain't paying that money. Max 25 million they'll pay.
All right, well, I'm wrong completely. I've said that on about 4 shows. So everyone just discredit what I know, and I know nothing
The only
about
club that
football.
pays that much,
Bayern
Munich.
That's it.
And I think
there
they're
you go.
going
It could be
different
Bayern. There we
direction
go
now.
then. It's going
They are
Bayern.
going for a clear number
2
9,
years'
a Harry
time.
Kane.
I said it.
Because they tried that false 9/winger thing with
It don't work
money,
for them. No.
Didn't
and
work.
it backfired.
No.
So
When
I
we
don't
played
think
in
they're
this
gonna
year-
do that again.
When we played in this year at their ground, right, if they had a gunman, it could have been a different score because they looked right. It's just every time the ball got played into or around the box, it was like there's nothing there. At no point were we really feeling that threatened, apart from I think they scored a penalty. I think they scored a penalty against that was it. So yeah.
So guys, hit that like button. We're gonna do a couple of the super chats twice, 3 times, 4 times a show, depend on your comments and your questions. The Winter Surface, one of the guys that we do shows with as well, he said, agree with Cass. It's all PR. 50 million for Mason Mount is an excellent price. I believe the deal will be closed. I just want all the Chelsea fans to remember this when we negotiate with Brighton. Yeah, it's very, very good. Thank you, Winter Surfers, for this.
Very unbiased, Winter Surfer.
He's always very objective when he talks about Chelsea.
Yeah, he is, to be fair.
Micah Johnson is saying, Daps, bro, I think City grabbed a Kimmich / Barella. What about you?
Yeah, do you know what? Me and Cass were talking about this earlier on, and we were because I was saying, like, it for me, the Declan Rice thing, it makes perfect sense that, you know, yesterday, day before, I've been saying City do not like being in bidding wars. They like to go in. If there's a release fee, they'll go and pay the release fee and get out. They don't like the press and the long drawn out. We've had it before, and it's not good. So I think if City have gone, apparently City have had talks with West Ham, and West Ham made it clear to them early doors. By the way, just letting you know, Declan really wants Arsenal. I think if City would have heard that, they would have thought, this isn't going to be good PR. If he wants Arsenal, we don't put a bid in so I don't think there'll be a bid from City. I know people keep saying a bid from City's coming. I think now Man City knows he wants Arsenal. Man City will back out and go. I think that's the first thing. If they went back to Pep and said, look, Do you still want us to go? Apparently, he really wants to play for Arsenal. Pep would go, no, let him go. And we'll go to, with all of our transfers, we have in every position 3 names. Pep gives people, and Pep and the recruitment team give 3 names to the board. So it's interesting. Will it be Kimmich? It got thrown about early in the transfer window, didn't it? I'm really interested to see what it will be. Like the 2 names that he just put up, was it Kimmich and Barella? They're two of the names I would absolutely love to see, but I have no idea, to be frank with you. But we have to get an 8. We have to get an 8. And
Kovacic is an absolutely 8.
No, but we still think Bernardo might go. So if we lose Bernardo and Gundogan,
you need a right winger then.
Bernardo doesn't. He switches between the 8 and the ring role.
Yeah, but the last part of the season, he only played right winger.
But I hear you. But all right, if we're going to look at this, let's look at the players we have. We have Grealish, Foden, Mahrez, Alvarez, right? We've just got, if we get rid of Bernardo and Gundogan, who both sometimes play the 8 role, we need another 8. We might go and get a winger as well, but we need.
I think Foden switches to an 8 with Kovacic.
I don't think Pep's still ready for him to play there.
I actually thought in the Champions League final, he literally trusted him to play that 8.
Well, he didn't have a choice, did he? He didn't have a choice. De Bruyne was coming off.
No, he could have brought. So if based on what you
Calvin
say,
Phillips.
No.
Calvin Phillips.
So he could have brought Mahrez to play right side and put Bernardo in the 8, but he didn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, long story short, we're not here to talk about that. It's Gvardiol. We're going to talk about it, but I'm not sure if we still want to talk about Mason Mount or we want to switch to Liverpool because people are upset that we said slow in business.
Oh, no. They're not slow. No, the only person that's upset is Grizz. Let's get this straight. Oh, we the only one that done business in or whatever. I'm like, yeah, because you got a release clause. I'm like, I'm not trying to be sour or nothing towards Liverpool fans.
Well,
but if Liverpool fans are going to be realistic with themselves, you're going to think like, what's going on? There's no links. There's no nothing. It's just all talks. I'm hearing private jets last week and all this kind of stuff, plane tracking. Like, it's not good enough, is it, Michael? When you're really, really deep it, you must be tired. This is PTSD. It's very slow.
Well, Kaz, I'm just used to this as a Liverpool fan, to be honest. This is how it goes with us. We don't do anything. Everybody else is shopping at Harrods, and we're just shopping at Sainsbury's. That's Liverpool. We just get these project players like Gabri Vega, who I think is a decent player, who's had one good season at Celta Vigo, and we think, yep, he's going to be the fix to our midfield. I don't get it. Look, it's only June 24th. We got 2 months left of the transfer window. If it gets to late July and we've only signed 1 player, then it's panic button. Then it's
your
preseason
starts soon.
It does start. I don't remember what date it starts at, but it starts soon.
I think you play July 15th or in America.
Somewhere around then, yeah. But look, I know with Klopp, he wants to build the camaraderie with the squad and get all the tactics in with the new players. But right now, all we got is McAllister, and that's it. So that's going to be a big problem. Go ahead, Daps.
But wouldn't you say with McAllister that you kind of got that done quite quickly? And I wasn't completely below the radar, but I think with McAllister, there was no way anyone was going to get him below the radar because there was a lot of hype around him, But I think the way you went and did that with the new sports director that you've got on a 3-month thing.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I just think with Liverpool, they know this transfer window. I honestly believe Liverpool know what they want. And I think maybe they're going. Have you ever? Right, you just said everyone else is shopping in Sainsbury's and we're shopping in Harrods.
No, you guys are shopping at Harrods and we're shopping at Sainsbury's.
Now, have you ever shopped in Harrods?
Yes.
Have you ever done a food shop in Harrods?
No, thank you.
Right. It is hectic as hell, right? Because it's also in the food court, right?
So basically, that's rice right now.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's there, and everyone's trying to grab everything, and it's mayhem. And maybe sometimes you can still get good food in Sainsbury's, but it's not as busy. So you can just go about your business and not necessarily have people getting involved in bidding wars. And I think that's where Liverpool are. I think maybe from the Jude Bellingham thing, I think at the moment Liverpool and Klopp probably want to go, do you know what? Let's just stay below the radar because Klopp's very clear with what he wants, yeah? And if they've targeted people, which I think probably most of the season they've been out targeting midfielders, I wouldn't panic with Liverpool because the key with Liverpool, I'll keep saying this, is Liverpool has a spine that has been there and done it.
But Daps, how many midfielders do you think Liverpool need to sign?
I've been told about 500 times this season by every single member of your fan base you need at least 3.
How many do you think personally? 3 as well?
Yeah, probably, to be fair.
Here's my problem
probably,
with that, Mike. It's not only about the numbers, right?
No,
it's
it has to be quality.
Exactly. So for me, Liverpool are banking so much on Klopp's ability to get the players up to speed right away, while Arsenal are going to shop for a Rice, Man United going to for Caicedos, Man City are going for the Kovacic, you're going for the Turams, for the Coneys, who are like, yeah, they're good youngsters. You are assuming, I think Liverpool management are assuming that Jurgen Klopp can get a tune out of everybody in the world. Get him everybody. I'm like, while other teams are moving forward, you're like still living in the 2018 and 17 where Jurgen Klopp can still develop everybody. Did he do it? He might, but I think it's too much risk because you're spending your money that you don't have apparently, or your owners don't want to spend that much money, but you're spending it on a Kone or a Thuram. What if he leaves tomorrow, Jurgen Klopp? What if it doesn't work out? If it doesn't work out with Rice, you already got an established player in the Premier League that played England international before. If it doesn't work with Caicedo, you have seen it before.
If it doesn't work with Rice, then you could just have some naan bread. But if it doesn't work with noodles, then what?
But that's what I mean. You can sign one youngster, but to put all the eggs in Klopp's basket and assuming that it's gonna work for him, because it didn't work with Nunes. Did it work with Nunes?
To me, I'm still questions.
Did it work with Tsimikas?
But even
Tsimikas wasn't brought in to be a starting left back. I think he was brought in to be backup.
Even when he was introduced to the team,
there's better people you could have said there, because that's the one worry that the start of last season and ultimately, I think the reason why
he's on loan now.
The reason why Liverpool, I think they started the season badly, right? And then from that, once you get that, you don't get much, momentum. It can impact, your morale and everything. Now, at the start of the season, Liverpool, correct me if I'm wrong, they were in midfield, or they were trying to play Gvardiol and
Harvey Elliott against Everton.
Right, so 2 youngsters. And that was the thing. It's like, they are 2 good youngsters, yeah? But you can't just throw them in the deep end and expect them to swim. You need to bring them in slowly. So I do get what you're saying, that ultimately what they're doing now is, are they doing the same thing but from another club? They're going and buy 2 young players. But I do think McAllister, he's going to be. All I'm saying with Liverpool is they've still got credit in the bank for me. So
can we say something that McAllister, and I'm not sure people of course are going to disagree. McAllister is actually their second choice. It was Bellingham. Let's just remember this, guys. It wasn't their first choice. It was going to be Bellingham. You literally said, you grab your second choice and said, he's a fantastic signing, fantastic player.
Same with City then. You could say the same with City and Kovacic then.
Yeah, but the difference is you already won the treble. If you get your second signing, who cares
Who
for
you? In the final,
they are 5th, bro. They are 5th. They need an upgrade. They don't need their second. But long story short, you didn't get Bellingham. You got McAllister. Great. I'm going to just say it here. Is McAllister, Thuram, and Akoni as a midfield can go against Man City or Arsenal if they get Rice, or Manchester United if they get a Caicedo, Casemiro, Bruno? No, it's only relying on Jurgen Klopp.
Not immediately, but probably in 2-3 years, if the players develop well, then they can maybe.
It might be too late by then, Mike.
It might be too late, of course, because then Salah is getting older, Alisson, Van Dijk, everybody, they're getting all older. So that's my biggest problem, is that we're getting players who are project players who could be good in 2 years' time, but we're not getting the ready-made players. If I was Liverpool, and if I had some money, I would go to Inter right away and say, give me Barella. I don't care what it costs. Give me 70 million.
You don't have the money.
No, of course. No, this is what I'm saying. If we had the money and not FSG, who are just shopping at Sainsbury's like we always do, I would just go get Barella. That would be me, because I think he would fit perfectly on the right side, but we won't. So we'll have to go get somebody like a Gabri Vega from Celta Vigo, who's had one good season. This is my biggest problem. We go for these players who have had good patches. What do the people call it? Purple patches, right?
Yeah.
They say these purple patch players. That's what Liverpool are going on right now. And that's my biggest worry. Can Klopp do his magic again and again while other teams are strengthening? You look at Newcastle, look at Arsenal, you look at Man United, you look at Man City. I'm really worried to see. And I don't even know how these players fit, because then you look at a guy like Fabinho. To be honest, I don't think he can go for one more season. I already saw enough signs last year that, I think he's done, in my honest opinion.
Do you know what? I think he's an interesting one. Because he is an interesting one because of how good he was, right? And then the drop-off last season. Now, if he was 35, you'd go, he's gone now. He's gone. So you could say last season was it he's just burnt out, completely burnt out from the last couple of seasons, and then also again the morale kicked in because he was burnt out, performed badly, and then his morale just couldn't come back. So summer off, start again. Can he come back? Because that is, if not, then it's mad that he's, lost it at what, 30? Is he just about 30 now? Yeah. So I do think with him, he could come back. And if you get him, if he needs a rest and then comes back, gets his morale back, you've still got one of the best DMs in the league again. But
for me, Daps, it's just the legs are gone. They're gone.
At the age of 30.
30, yeah, because Klopp has run him to the ground. He's played him Fabinho has had to do so much work for Liverpool, and that's the biggest problem, that there hasn't been another player who can play his position, so he has to play every game, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, Premier League, and how many games did we play last season when we're going for the quad, or 2 seasons ago for the quad? I think that's really burnt him out, and I don't even see us linked to any CDM player. That's my biggest worry, that Liverpool think, oh, we got Bositic. He's going to be ready for the next step. I'm still wondering why no one is going for Amrabat as well. By the way, why? No, Daps. Amrabat is just he fits Atletico Madrid. He's not a Liverpool player.
Well, playing for Vincenzo Italiano and fits Atletico Madrid, I think you're gone off the.
Yeah, but Mo, you watch enough of Amrabat. He's not Premier League quality, in my opinion.
What? Nah.
No, come on, Cass. No, trust me. When you watch Amrabat for Fiorentina, he has a lot of space on the ball because Vincenzo Italiano plays a very attacking style of football. But if you're going to go up against a low block, I don't think he's that guy, in my opinion.
He doesn't need to be that guy. He's a DM for one. And two, I saw him play up against Declan Rice. And guess who had the better? Guess who had the better game, by the way?
Of course.
And West Ham played a low block.
Yeah, West Ham played a low block, but I because I've seen enough of Amrabat, I just think he's not that level of where he's going to be playing at a top club in the world. That's just my opinion.
You can't go wrong with 30 million, but you say that, and then you go and target play like potential like Kone in that when you got someone mature already.
See, this is the thing though. I don't want to go for Kone or Thuram or these guys, but it's FSG and they don't want to go for the ready-made players. That's just the biggest problem with Liverpool. But hey, if we get Thuram and if we get another CDM, I don't know which CDM, because my ideal pick would have been Ugarte, but Ugarte costs 60 million, and we know Liverpool are not paying that. I'm worried. I think a lot of Liverpool fans assume that, oh, we just get these targets and we're going to be immediately back. I don't think so. Yes, we did well for the last 10 games, but defensively, we're still going to get cooked. That's going to be a big issue. And somebody actually just said that Florentino Luis is only 25 million. I would take that in a heartbeat from Benfica. I'll take that.
Do you know another thing with Liverpool that I think is going to be interesting next season, right, is Trent in the role that Trent's been playing recently. Because everyone's going, and look, everyone will say, no, did you not watch him for England? Yes, who did England play? England played Malta and
North Macedonia.
Right, and then you look at the games that Liverpool had when he was playing there. Again, they weren't playing against City. They weren't playing Trent in that position against City. I don't believe he played in that position against Arsenal, did he either?
Nope.
Right.
Actually, a little bit against Arsenal and then Tottenham. That's it.
But the main thing is that, let me be key. I'm not knocking Trent. I think Liverpool need to find a way to build the team around Trent. You give Trent the right role and you're giving him protection to let Trent do what he does. However, in a kind of, 6 pivot, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's very risky because the one element of Trent's game that I don't think is good defensively. Going forward, he reads the game perfectly. He reads the runs players make perfectly. Going backwards, he does not read runs well. So breaking up of play in that role, when he comes up against top quality teams, I don't think Trent can do that role. Now, still, you need to find the right role for him because against certain teams, he'll control the whole damn game from there. But you're not going to be able to play him in that role against everyone.
And Daps, we're asking a lot of Konate then. I mean, Konate might be run to the ground then as well in 3 to 4 years because he's going to have to do all the tracking back for Trent on that right side. And then what about Van Dijk? You guys talk about Van Dijk a lot. With his form in the last season, I don't know. Like, to me, Van Dijk, I just saw a little bit of level down. I hope he can regain it, but what I've just seen is not good enough, and we're not even linked to any center backs, which is shocking to me. We're not even letting go of Joe Gomez. Did we not just see what this guy was twerking for the whole last season? And we're not even trying to let him go to like Aston Villa or some club for 30 million.
I hadn't thought about that because I heard you after a centre back, and I haven't seen you being linked with anyone.
Nobody.
Thought about that.
I have not seen, except for the one player from Wolfsburg, Van de Veen, but that's about it. We have not been linked to any centre backs.
So you was linked with who? No, you was linked to another one as well, wasn't you? So
who? Inacio.
Yeah, you linked to Nasser, which I really like that guy.
But he's going to cost a lot of money.
There's Van der Ven and there was somebody else.
They were linked with Gvardiol, and they wanted Gvardiol early doors, but they very swiftly said,
but it's when you see Liverpool and a big money transfer, you might as well call it quit. So there was another one. I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. But when you say that, right?
Van der Ven,
they were linked with Jude, and right.
Too much money.
The narrative, is it? Because all right, if that's what it is, fine. Because the narrative that everyone says is that
Pavard as well we were linked to.
The narrative with Jude is that Jude chose Real Madrid. So let's get this clear: did Jude choose Real Madrid, or could Liverpool just not afford him? Because if it is Liverpool could afford him and he chose Real Madrid, then Liverpool have got a load of money that they haven't had to spend.
I think Jude just chose Real Madrid in the end. Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll never know. But I'm just saying, if they
I think there are two ways to look at this, Daps. Number one is Liverpool didn't know that their midfielders are gonna be in like they're gonna what is it called?
Did by about October.
Exactly, something like they thought that the midfielders are gonna be good, and we're gonna just add Jude
still had about
to a Fabinho who's still 30, and
Yeah.
maybe Curtis Jones is gonna come to the picture. Thiago's still there. They didn't know that everybody is just gonna fall off the cliff. They didn't know that everybody is just gonna dip together. And I think it's both of them. Jude saw Liverpool like this, and Liverpool as well said, we cannot just buy Jude. We need to take that money and put it somewhere else. I think it. But about Trent,
I think right. No, actually, so we need to change it because I think we're right here. We need to change this narrative, right? Jude didn't choose Real Madrid. If you actually think about it, because a month or two before it came out, Liverpool pulled out and said we can't afford it. I actually remember it now. Liverpool
Ornstein did drop that, and also Jude said that in his press conference at Real Madrid that he wanted to go to Real Madrid after the Champions League final when Real Madrid beat Liverpool.
Yeah, so that it might be in a bit of both. That Liverpool realised
I think it's
that,
both.
and also thought we could stretch the bank, get a loan and whatever, but do we want to do it for a player that's actually come out and said he doesn't want to be with us? Let's just not bother and go.
About Liverpool as well, I wanted to touch on that Trent thing because I had a theory about Liverpool cannot change every time they play a small team or change a big team. A team that wins the league need to impose their style of play. You cannot just go approach different games in different ways, like play Trent in the middle when you play Fulham, but when you go play Man City, Arsenal, Man United, you put Trent back as a right back. You can't. You need to have a certain way of play, try to impose it against every team, and that's your way of playing. I've like in the last 5-6 years, I've not seen a team that doesn't impose the way they play football and change it and go and win the league. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
so that notion of Trent play midfield against Fulham, or with all due respect, and Forest, while we go against City and we change the way we play, I don't think that's gonna work.
You know what I don't understand? It's just like we saw Liverpool make big money spendings before, like let's say the Caters, you could say, but then there's the Alissons and Van Dijks. Like, what happened to all of that?
Nunes was
because we saw Coutinho money
for like 10 years.
But we're talking top dollar, like 70+ million signings. Like
Coutinho money. It was the Coutinho money.
It was Coutinho money.
It's a Coutinho money.
Yes.
Luis Suarez money in 2014. They lived off. They bought the worst. They bought Lambert, Balotelli. You remember that?
Leave Balotelli out of this.
Balotelli,
how much
Lambert.
did they pay for Balotelli?
Who else
They
did you
didn't pay
buy
much for
at that
Balotelli.
time?
No.
3 forwards that you bought. Benteke.
We
And they
paid for
bought Benteke, Lambert, and Balotelli. So that money is gone. Now Coutinho money was spent on Van Dijk and Alisson, but now it's gone. That money is gone. So,
but that money was well spent.
And also Mane's money. They made 50 million of Mane last year. That's a lot of money as well. Where is that money gone? It gone to Nunes. And Nunes
50 million isn't as much now.
True.
50 million wouldn't even get you will get you just over half of Paulinho.
Danny Ings.
And we'll have to be patient with Nunes because a lot of people were ripping off Grealish last season, and look what he did this season.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look. Obviously, I don't really rate Nunes that highly, but I'm going to give him another season if he doesn't start scoring more goals or actually take his chances. Because to me, he was playing on the left side of the forward line. And I was like, what is Klopp doing here with Darwin Nunes? He's a striker, play him at striker. Then the last 10 games he was injured, so I don't know what the confidence for Darwin Nunes is heading into the next. I don't think he even starts.
Thank you. I think the truth with Darwin Nunes is if I'm Klopp right now,
you're starting Gakpo.
100% Diaz. Diaz is starting because Diaz, I think you missed massively last season. He's one of your best players. You're not going to drop Mo Salah, and I think Gakpo ultimately is doing a better role. Looks a bit more like Bobby Firmino, and I don't know where I can't see Nunes being a starter unless the board is saying to Klopp, but I don't think the board have got control of Klopp like that you need to start because there's a bit. I think Nunes.
I think Jota's ahead of him in the choices.
And Jota as well. I forgot about Jota.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's still Nunes is still a bit raw. He's still got a lot to learn, I think. But you can't teach someone how to control a ball in it. But other than that, they were linked to someone today, which was obviously Chiesa, which is kind of weird. I find, like, I know they definitely need a right winger, like they 100% need some sort of backup or successor for Salah in the next couple years, I would say, before we start slowing down and saying what's going on. Why is there not being any adequate enough signings? Juventus probably could do with the money as well, or they could do with something. They're not really exactly anybody to do any bargaining chips. But when I see Chiesa 2 years ago, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Chiesa, bad boy. Absolutely 100 million player, 80 million maybe, or something along them lines. But after that ACL injury, right, he's had knee injuries and he's had other injuries. There's always some sort of issues. And if you're having more issues on your knee after an ACL, it's not looking good. Yeah. And I'm thinking, why would Liverpool just get rid of Oxlade-Chamberlain to then
because he's got
Chiesa? It's too much for me. Too much of a risk. For someone like Liverpool Football Club, where they want to be, you've just had Arthur, however you want to pronounce his name, injured all season. Oxlade always injured all season. Why would you want to go down that road? I just don't understand. If this is a concrete, if this is concrete talks, it just doesn't make no sense to me whatsoever. If that makes
getting him on the cheap.
Yeah, maybe, but is it worth it? It's too injury prone.
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's.
They left on the sell-by date.
I feel like Man City, after that 2 seasons when they battled each other, Man City went like, whoop. And then Liverpool said, no, we're going the other way. You know what? We'll stay here. You go up, we'll just stay here.
The key is, so you watched, and I said this to Liverpool fans at the time, right? You watched this season's interview with Khaldoon, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to the season we did, I think, Centurions, right? And in the interview, so at the end of the season, Khaldoon said, because he always talks about the transfer window and what you can expect from sitting the transfer window. And he said, we have learnt from our first 2 Premier League title wins. Our first 2 wins, that summer we thought, right, we just need some squad players to keep it ticking. And we went and got, and they're like when you're looking at the Sinclairs, the Rodwells, and just getting squad players, even maybe the Fernandos and players like that. He goes, and what we've realised is that when you've won the league, everyone else is trying to catch up with you. So they're trying to buy the best. Now, if you just stay at the same level, they might catch up with you. You have to push. It's no longer about getting squad players. There's no point in having squad players. This is what I said about Phillips at the start of last season. A player has to be joining the team thinking, I am pushing that player for his position. And it's better for both of them. Look at Trossard and Martinelli this season, yeah? That it was good because it's competition and it made Martinelli got better than when Trossard got there because he had to step it up. And I think that's where we've learned. We learned from that, and we're blessed to have the board we've got. Whereas I think with Liverpool, Liverpool's board took the other route, which was the original City one. Is no, we've just won it, and we nearly did a quad, and all of that. We're nearly there. We don't need to spend much, just a couple of, And I think they're being naive about that still. They're thinking we're there. We don't need much, and it's
Daps,
because everyone.
The difference is we don't have ambition like you guys. We don't.
We said that the difference between an Arab owner and a businessman, revenue versus winners.
You're saying Arab owners aren't businessmen?
Huh?
You're saying Arab owners aren't businessmen?
No, they are, but they also are willing to spend more to win.
They're football
more.
Fans.
They're football, exactly. They're football
the fans
They
are
want
being
to
the
win
best
more.
at everything they do.
But Liverpool are like the businessmen that run Liverpool are content as long as we're making net profit. We're content. We're okay. We don't need to spend from our pockets. We don't want to go.
It's a Liverpool sleeping giant. Like, I'm not good. It's still, again, there's loads of window to go left.
Yeah,
but it's the fact of it's going slow for what you need currently. It's a bit too slow for a team that needs about 5 signings.
You think
right?
5?
Not even expensive signings.
100%, we need 5.
Not even expensive signings. About 5 signings. Another 2 midfielders
and a centre back.
No, yeah, they need 2 more midfielders, I think.
Maybe
they need a right
back. They need a cover.
Yeah, they need a right back.
They need a right back, and I think they need a centre back. I think
get a right centre back and you'll be fine.
Their attacking options not, and the fact that Tottenham are now looking at as a key target is Van der Ven. If they peep your target, that's another L, man. I can't.
No, they got.
Don't let
They
Tottenham-
cannot.
No.
They can't let Tottenham still.
Remember the last time Tottenham had a top target and we took it? Yeah, Luis Diaz. So I'll just wait until we see what happens
don't
there.
let them
Because
do that.
Tottenham were
Yeah.
going to get Luis Diaz, and then Liverpool swooped in and got him. So we could probably do the same thing again.
Liverpool's owners are going, let Tottenham pay for the flight over here. Then we'll grab
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want to pay for the fuel.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple of these super chats. Omar Roshdi from Egypt, of course. From Timba, Inacio to looking at Van de Ven. That's the levels that Liverpool are going to now. From Bellingham to looking at Kone and Thuram. With no disrespect to these players, but it's levels, to be honest. Sean, Spurs Talk Show, congrats on 10K. Sean,
Yes,
thank you so
Sean.
much. Sean, appreciate it, my man. We're first and probably you're second. Hopefully soon. Is he on 10K? Sean.
Nearly.
Sean's
Nearly.
killing it, man.
Yeah,
Sean
almost.
with his little dog walks while he gives the
Yeah,
latest
yeah,
on
yeah.
Tottenham every morning. He's absolutely killing it.
Micah Johnson, I think Gakpo is gonna be insane next season. Well,
Yeah, I think he's
Cass,
gonna
you
be-
actually,
so.
Cass, you weren't a fan of him, neither were you?
No, I was not a fan of him. I don't want him, and I don't like him still. But he's not I'm not his biggest fan. But he looks like he's going to be something for Liverpool. To be fair,
I've heard he's not too keen on you as well, to be
100%.
fair.
Omar with
Right.
another one. Omar Rushdie. FSG loves second place. Now you're not. You went to fifth, Omar. Second players and don't understand inflation. It looks like they don't. For real. They don't understand that every player the price went up now, which is So thanks, Omar, for the
They're
super
probably
chat.
part of the
Appreciate
1% in the world that create inflation. They don't have to live it.
yeah.
So, but I don't know where do we think Liverpool finish next year? Daps is the biggest believer in Jurgen Klopp and his
Depends on the window,
game runs and
But
all the
I'm
winning streaks.
I'm an
and
even
stuff.
bigger believer of the especially this season with all of the top 6, 7 teams. In fact, you know what? With everyone in the Premier League, it is about what you do in the summer because Liverpool have a spine. If Liverpool fill the gaps, Liverpool can, because they've got the spine, can go. They can challenge. They can, if they have a good window. Same with Newcastle. The way Newcastle are doing business, like if they keep doing these shrewd signings, if Man United get the Qataris in, I don't think they will in time. I don't think they will challenge or anything this year. But I think if they get them in August, I think next year United will challenge. But it's all about the window. Same with Arsenal. If Arsenal get Rice and get one or two others, they can challenge. But if they don't, I just think with Liverpool, the one thing which will be my go-to, and it's the same with City last season when Arsenal were top, my go-to is we've been there, done it, know how to do it. Yeah. And it's the same with Liverpool, that if Liverpool get the right players in, because it's all about momentum. The last time Liverpool dropped off, they'd won the league, right? They started the season and Van Dijk got injured, right? Then they started getting a few bad performances. Then the manager is no longer cuddling everyone. He's having to raise his voice to a couple of players. And it's a dominoes effect. So we don't know. But all I'm saying with Liverpool is if Liverpool get the right players in, start the season well, they can go on a mad run. And we've seen it. So you can't ever rule that out with them. I'll just keep saying the only thing I know is Tottenham are not finishing in the top 7. That's the only thing I know.
Not.
I disagree. I think they do. I said this last show. I won't go into it, but I do think they finish in 7th or 6th. I think they have a good chance. I just believe in Angie. I think their manager something. If you're going to believe in a manager, I believe in this one for them. And I do think they get targets. Look, things can change. Things can change. We say it all the time, every show. Look, 2 weeks ago, you'd be bigging up Liverpool. We were. And then 2 weeks later, they've done nothing. And they haven't actually been linked to really anyone or anything or any personal terms. Nothing. So now I'm not really a believer in them right now.
Do you know the problem with Liverpool? The problem with Tottenham for me at the moment is, and we kind of touched on it earlier, is that we know what Daniel Levy is like at the best of times. Yeah. I really think Conte's departing speech has killed Tottenham to the point where the whole, because Conte is a world-renowned manager and he has come out. They've had Mourinho, they've had Conte, and both of them have come out now and slandered that club. Conte big time to the point where when people are being linked with them now, they're just like, nah, not for me. Why would I go there? What can I achieve at Tottenham? It's a not worthwhile risk. And I think that's the issue. Look, they've gone for Laporte. Laporte was not getting any game time at City at all. They've gone for him and he said, no, thank you. Like, I don't want it straight away. No, don't want to even talk.
You know what? Can I say another part? On top of the Liverpool part, obviously. I got a great question. Because Mo has said this countless times. He said this summer is so important to all the teams, not just any team. All the things can get mixed up. Aston Villa, Brighton, all the teams, right? Can Liverpool afford to even come out of the top 4 again? And I know there's going to be different because there's going to be the following season is going to be the what's it called again?
Top 5 could potentially get Champions League.
Another year out of Champions League. I'm not saying they can't pull anyone, but with the amount of money inflated into football nowadays, this is going to hurt them regardless. You know,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they're already hurt, bro. I think the problem is that Tottenham are already so damaged because their reputation, Conte has battered their reputation, that it's going to take a season or 2 to get it back. And by that point...
I know why you're laughing, but...
I know.
With where everyone's going, I just can't see it. So, I'm all for it anyway.
They need to act like a serious club again. And for the fans as well, I think if they have another crap year... FSG, that whole point is going to be mental. I think
Liverpool, you're back to Liverpool.
If they don't do good again this season, that's it. Fans are going to riot.
I think this season, if Liverpool don't have, so I've said on Eddie Howe that this season's massive for him because if Newcastle have another good season, then Eddie Howe is now really going to start getting the respect he deserves. With Klopp's earned the respect. We're never going to go, you know what Klopp's about, but there's this little thing that once he starts dipping at a club, it's time to move on. He doesn't get it back, right? But it's like, do you know what? No, because we know the board haven't really backed him. So I feel this season, either Klopp, if Liverpool don't do well, then either Klopp, the board, or both of them are going to have big issues on their hand. Because I think Liverpool's faithful, the actual Scousers, they might start switching a little bit and going, do you know what? We've had enough of this. Because they're seeing all the other big clubs spending and whatever and going, nah, come on. How are we, like you said, a sleeping giant, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and all these other clubs are buying everyone. We're sat here shopping in Sainsbury's. Yeah,
it's true. He's shopping in Sainsbury's, Michael, as well. And along the lines of what Hussam said, this is his theory. When Liverpool are outside the top 4, they go and spend about 200 million. I ain't seen that at the moment.
Like I said, look, I'm not going to panic right now. I'm just going to wait. I think what Liverpool are waiting for is after the under-21s of the Euros are finished, then they're going to make official Thuram. I think that's I don't have any clue what's going on. Not an ITK, don't want to be. Maybe I'll give you some news about Finnish players, but that's about it. Look, Thuram, I think he'll come. But is that going to be enough?
Oh, is he at the under-21s?
He's on the under-21s, yeah.
Right, so that might be why the deal hasn't been done.
But then also, look at Tonali's done.
Tonali showed him yellow levels yesterday.
But that could be. Thuram didn't have a good game. But that could be down to the. That could also be down to the actual nation, because some nations might say no,
possibly
it's time to negotiate. So you could.
But I still think we need if we sign Thuram, we still need 3 players. We need a left center back, we need a right back, and we need a midfielder, and possibly a right winger backup. But with FSG, I don't know. That's the main thing for me. I was very critical of Klopp last season because he was stubborn, kept doing the same tactics. Eventually, he changed. But for me, it's always going to be FSG out because these guys, they don't care about football. It's all about the dollar bills. Their main objective is make the money and start an NBA team in Las Vegas. That's what they want to do. Why do you think they're linked up with LeBron James? It's because they want to start a new franchise in Las Vegas for the NBA. It's the sad reality, and hopefully more Liverpool fans can realize that as this season goes on if we don't do well, because FSG will be the main problem for us if we want to get back to the top.
I think it's a hard one, just to finish on this with Liverpool, that when owners come in and bring you success, which under FSG, Liverpool have had success, right? To then have to switch on them, it can sometimes be hard. Like there's been 1 or 2 times, obviously, in fact, during what was the, when that the Super League got set up and City were part of it. It was the first thing where we were like, that's not cool. But if someone's brought you success, you don't want to be spoiled.
But Daps, did really FSG bring success, or did Klopp?
Did he paper over some cracks, you reckon?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, because before Klopp, we had one good season. That was Brendan Rodgers, where it was just Suarez doing the magical madness of that season. Otherwise, we were just average until Klopp came in and he changed everything. Exactly. So it's more Klopp has changed Liverpool other than FSG have. FSG just keep doing their own thing, and that's the biggest problem. These guys are just money makers. Now, when I look at like Manchester United, if they get Qatari owners, we're all screwed.
Yeah, I think this, but I think I'm not. I said that before. I think I said it with Hussam.
Newcastle won't be.
I said it with Hussam. I said that I thought that the benchmark, when you raise the benchmark, everybody has to raise their game.
Yeah.
but it looks like it's not gonna happen because without even the Qatari owners, everybody is raising their game. The benchmark is getting higher, but I think Liverpool aren't. But also, I thought when the benchmark is raised, you're gonna lose money because if you keep losing, as Cass said, the positions because you were content with second place. It was used to bring you that much globalization, that much jersey sales, and all the stuff.
This is what I don't understand, though, Mo. Like, how?
But it's hurting their pocket, and they don't care.
Such a club like Liverpool, they're global, right?
Yes.
They generate money. And what I'm trying to think of, unless somebody in the comments can tell me, unless you got some sort of debts going on or along those lines, how do you not have transfer money? What I don't understand is you bring in good revenues. You bring in about 600 odd million, which is actually very good, right? And
their net profit, I think last year was 210, which is I think 25% more than Man United or something like that.
Sorry, and can I just pitch in on this? Can I just pitch in on this? And this is where it's quite clever, right? Because people will firstly, and Mo, you've seen the City interview and you've heard him talk about how much City is worth and that people might not realize it because they don't want to do research, but we are global. We have teams in every single part of the world. Manchester City is a global brand now, and they're very shrewd businessmen, and they're getting good deals everywhere, right? So we are generating money. But more importantly, what you just said there, people don't understand how much money football clubs generate. So when they look at what City is spending, they're kind of like, how are they affording to spend that much? City are not generating that much. It's like, no, your club is also generating that much. But because your club isn't spending it, you're not realizing how much damn money your club's generating. So then you're going, it's not possible for City to do that because we're not doing it. It's like, well, that's just because your owners are being scumbags. Like, don't put it on us because we've, like, for prime example, this season, Premier League, FA Cup, 300 million we earned just off of those three things without any other 300 million, right? So Liverpool last year, what?
Someone just told me that Liverpool profit was 7 million. I thought it was high. Man United profit was 100 million.
It wasn't 7 million.
7 million, Mike?
No.
I'm going to actually Google that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, let me.
But if it is, then they're really bad businessmen. I don't know what they're doing with that brand because that brand should be earning. Now, give it to me, and I'll earn more than 7 million with it.
I'm going to try to go through some of the super chats quickly. Spurs, Mr. Sean. Genuine question, please. Genuine answer to neutral fans. Are Newcastle a bigger club than Spurs because of 1 year of success and money?
No.
No. They ain't won a trophy like 55, 65 years, innit? The Spurs are bigger. No. Spurs
have won the Europa Leagues.
Yeah. Yeah. Spurs are a bigger club, but they're just not the better club. And they're not the more successfully run club as it currently stands. And I think that's quite evident. And that's why people think, like, with Spurs, because they're not really a great team and they got a great board, they're quite easily replaceable as one of the top six.
So Newcastle have got a bigger match going from the area fan base, yeah? Because they are from Well, Newcastle they've got one and they've got one of the biggest stadiums, and even before the money, they've been filling it, just week in, week out with their loyal fans, right? Tottenham, they're from London, and everyone has to understand with London that at some games at London there are tourists, right? If you don't go to a game, a tourist will. London's one of the busiest cities in the world. Tourists will go to football games when they come to England. So, but I think globally at the moment, Tottenham's bigger than Newcastle globally because that's what Daniel Levy been doing. From they've got Son, do you know how many people in that part of the world like Tottenham? But Newcastle will be bigger than Tottenham because they're going to do the City model. So they'll end up bigger than Tottenham. But at the moment, Tottenham are bigger globally.
So it'll take a while. Because remember, Newcastle are only big in Newcastle.
Yeah, but the minute they buy two Italians, they're going to be some Italian fans at start. Then they go and buy in slowly.
Slowly but surely. If Newcastle play their cards right,
so I went and I read the profit. That's the net profit of 7.5 million exactly. But I think because I read Man United as well, and it was like 5. I think that net profit that is reported is actually like the actual net profit before anything. But I'm sure I read somewhere that Man United had like 100 something, but they need to pay debt. They had debt, like they need to pay. And Liverpool are not in debt, so they don't need to pay that.
I know something similar with Chelsea.
This is why I said that Man United have 125 or 130, and then Liverpool have 200. But apparently
there's something similar with Chelsea last year where someone was saying that Chelsea.
So there are conflicting reports, but yes,
because I think that Chelsea is similar to that their actual net profit after everything is not that
So
high.
yeah, the actual financial report from Liverpool are like actual profit is 7.5 million, but also Man United said it's 6 million, so or something
I
like
don't know what
this.
that goes to. Let me go through some of the more super chats. Michael Johnson, big up. Brian front four, which we was talking about earlier. Oh yeah, Kudus, Matoma, Pedro, and Ferguson.
Jesus.
Crazy. That's a crazy line. Pedro, I don't think he Pedro, I don't think he starts straight away. I think he'll be used as a rotation, left wing striker, maybe right wing, maybe even attacking mid.
What about Julio Enciso as well?
Yeah, but he's gonna play a major part. He's gonna be the new McAllister kind, right? He's gonna take McAllister's role and probably reinvent it. Kyle Adams gonna be more of a rock. Jamrock here.
Listen, when Pep leaves, I think next season is a massive one because when Pep leaves, I think
depends on the season.
Deserbi, 100. No, not just that player, but him and Deserbi are two that I think City right now would be going. We're keeping an eye on both that player and that manager.
Yeah, Jamrock. It's more Edwards. Oh, it's more Michael Edwards. Is that right? Michael Edwards, the old director of football. Yeah. Then Klopp making shrewd signings. That's true.
I mean, that's true as well. Because Klopp wanted to sign Julian Brandt and another player. I can't remember who it was. And then we got Sadio Mane and Salah instead.
Yeah,
it's like back in the day. It was Arsenal was Wenger and was it David Dean? David Dean,
maybe
David Dean. And then at United it was who's the guy at United that left just as Ferguson left, and no one ever. Yeah. And that was probably as big a loss for United as Ferguson.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you can't lose that and the manager at the same time. It makes no sense. Omar FSG probably 2-build team Vegas because 0 taxes there.
True.
They're building a team in Vegas.
They want to build an NBA team there. Why do you think LeBron is a minority owner of Liverpool? They're going to work together to start a team in Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I was going to ask another question through Liverpool. It's just through because I saw someone earlier say something along with Nunes, like Liverpool don't spend big. Look at Nunes. I'm like, yeah, but the following year you didn't spend on no Bellingham, you didn't spend on no Tchouaméni, right? I mean, in that summer, so you got Nunes and you've got a bit of Gakpo in that, and to be fair, you only put like 7-9 million down on Gakpo in January, right?
No, we spent like 30 million on Gakpo.
Was Nunes your only signing in the summer? Other
than Carvalho and Calvin Ramsey.
What's that? They were like £10 million signings.
Well, Nunes was a really bad signing.
Where's the rest of the
we have to wait. I'm not gonna say it's a bad signing right now.
Do you know what it is though? What I mean by it's a bad
million.
What I mean by it being a bad signing is, and do you know what? This is where your club's directors are and your club's owners are and mine are. Is that first season you look at Grealish and go 100 million and what did he do? But you're going, but City could afford to do that. Whereas with Liverpool, it's the amount you play with Nunes, what you could have done with that money. That money could have been spent a lot wiser.
Daps, remember, we were linked to Tchouaméni, and then he basically chose Real Madrid over us. So we wanted to go for a midfielder. Then we waited all summer, and then we got Arthur, and then the guy played what was it, 20, 25 minutes all season.
Did he play?
Yeah, he played against Napoli away.
Oh, I only saw him shake Pep's hand when we beat you. That was the only thing I saw.
You know, this guy was absolutely fantastic at Barcelona. Right?
Oh, he was great at Barcelona.
He was. They said he is the new big thing. Arthur.
And then Juventus destroyed him.
Yeah, you could say that.
Juventus literally.
Then Liverpool buried him, literally.
Yeah, we buried him. He's just going to go back to Brazil and just chill there. Probably party with some guys. That's all he's going to do now.
Hopefully not Robinho. Don't party with Robinho. Ends badly.
Why are we saying 14 minutes, 13 minutes? What does
I think that's how many minutes he played this season.
I didn't know. I didn't think he started.
Yeah, he didn't start any games. No.
I don't know, man. Liverpool are going to do something. We all know they're going to do business. Right. But is it going to be enough business? You know?
I'm not sure, though.
Because
I think everybody around them is moving for. I think if Jurgen Klopp fails to work with these guys again, I think it's going to be a disaster season for them.
You know what it is? They got Europa League as well, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm doing the same thing that with Man United. If you don't get the depth, you can have your Salahs and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But playing Thursday, Sunday is mental. Especially if you want to go
depth, you know? I think that's true.
Yeah,
I do think slightly. Look, we know before because Liverpool won the equivalent of the Europa League. It might have even been called. It was called the Europa League, didn't they? Was it?
We never won the Europa League.
No,
I mean,
no,
not when it's been changed to the Europa League name.
You went very far in it. Was it Klopp's first season?
Yeah, it was Klopp. We lost to Sevilla in the final.
Yeah, and I remember a guy I worked with supported Liverpool, and all the way through the tournament, I was saying, "Do you care about it?" And he was like, "No." Then it got to the quarters. He goes, "I do now." He goes, "Because we're here now. We should take it serious. If we've got to this point, we
played Dortmund in the quarters as well.
Yeah, I think Klopp will be very. I think Klopp will look at it and go, "I didn't win it before. It's one that if there's something that you've been there and you didn't get it, it's like the girl. If there's that one girl that like got away." You could be 60 and see her. You'd still probably be like, "Do you know what? I just need to prove to myself that I can get that." And I think so. Klopp will be looking at Europa League, going, "I want to win it." And also, his mentality is, anything we are in, every game I'm in, I want to win. So I think Liverpool will want to go all the way in that. So
is that going to slow them down in the league?
Yes, potentially, because their squad maybe doesn't.
Liverpool can afford to be 5th and go to the Champions League.
Yep.
Yes.
Because of the heritage thing.
Yeah,
coefficient.
It's the coefficient thing, but which is it's gonna be if they go for that 5th place, it's gonna be.
Would that be?
Yes,
it would be.
I think yes.
Yeah, it would be.
Liverpool 100%. Shouldn't be in the 5th place after winning the title. The only team that won the title, guys, in the last 6 years. They shouldn't be in 5th place.
And the only team to challenge Man City.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be, but.
Yeah,
I mean, I know your fan base will put a spin on it. That if you win the Europa League and come 5th, then that's a good season.
No, to me, no. I'm expecting Liverpool to be in top 3. That's it. No, 100% there will be a parade. No, there will be. I know there will be.
And it will be the best parade ever.
We'll see how it is.
Maybe.
How was your parade, Mo? Did you not have a parade for the 2 cup competitions?
No, we don't. We do only a parade for the league or the Champions League.
Oh, you got common courtesy.
Nobody does parades for cups in Italy. Actually, I think only England.
Yeah, I think it's only England.
I mean, just to be clear,
even in Spain, by the way, they don't do like for the Copa del Rey. Nobody does a parade, even though probably they value it more than you value the cup. But
yeah, true.
Teams that do parades just for cups are mad, aren't they?
Because I think City are dominating, so that's the problem. That they have to celebrate what they can win. You know what I mean? Whatever you can win.
Yeah. Other than that, man, it's just I feel that's just can't really go further with Liverpool. Jamrock saying LFC finished 5th because of Klopp's stubbornness. You know what else is stubborn? The likes 243. Why can't we not get them to 300 people? Come on, man. Let's at least get half of it. You guys in it. Make sure you subscribe. You know, let's get ourselves up there. Make sure you subscribe to Michael as well. It's in the pinned comment. All of you can see the pinned comment as well, right there. Just give him a check. Check him out.
And you know what? Just quickly, Cass, Mo was right. He said that Michael's good, didn't he? Yeah, Michael's good. I like Michael.
Yeah, he's all right. We'll see.
He's all right.
Yeah, see.
He's all right.
I want to see what happens.
Ignore him. He's just being a horrible bastard.
He can deal with Mason Mount anyway, so have that.
Yeah, because he's all right.
See what I'm saying? He's been caught all stream, and then that bit come out. You got
to look like this.
You started it.
Because United fans, they always like to talk, but then they're signing Mason Mount. So
especially this one.
Oh yeah, you know what? This is what I'm saying.
Daps, I remember seeing videos of Cass when he was talking about Anfield hype, Anfield this, and then it turned into 7-0. So
I'm a changed man.
You're a changed man.
Yeah,
wait till next season.
It's pre-season.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just waiting for it. He's been all cool all stream. I mentioned one little bit.
You were horrible to him. I said he was a nice guy and he's doing well. And you're like, he's all right.
Because Cass, you got it to 2nd gear, but then I took it to 5th gear. That's what I had to do there.
Oh, sorry, Staffy, Liverpool fan. Anyways, you know what I mean?
All right, so you're talking shit about Staffy now as well. Mo, I see you've got. Mo, show us your hand, please.
What have you been doing? This guy loves a stress ball, man. What's wrong with this guy, man? What are you so stressed about?
And it's an inter-stress ball as well.
And it is. It's an inter-stress ball. Becoming renowned for it. You're gonna get a sponsorship with them soon. You'll have an inter person contact you. We want you to use our stress ball.
When we sell Onana to Man United and Barella goes to Man City or Newcastle or Liverpool
or Man United.
Or Man United as well, that would be weird.
Mo, so quick question for you before we go. In terms of biggest, and I'm not meaning best, this is one that Twitter love, biggest, because that's really important now. In Italy, would you say the 3rd biggest club?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So it goes Juventus,
you got Juventus,
the main club in Milan, and then you lot.
So you're the 2nd string.
We're actually have the bigger fan base. We have the bigger fan base in Milan, but we are actually globally Milan are a bigger fan
So
base
they're the
because
big
of the
club.
Champions League. Because of the Champions League.
Oh, you're just
Inside the
so-
city, we fill the stadiums way more than Milan all over the years.
So as and great fans, by the way, in the Champions League final, phenomenal fans. As the third biggest club in Italy, why are you a selling club?
Nobody, even Milan, are selling club. Juventus want to sell their players. Everybody, nobody has the
Every
money, bro.
Serie A is a selling league.
To be fair on your owners, you know
Italian
they
are
just
just feeders. They're just
they got
feeders.
rich. They got rich Chinese owners, but China actually put some sort of pause on his spending, didn't they?
Dude, we have so much money at like when they first bought us, they spent 250 million in one summer, and we won that. One summer we spent 250 million, and then they took a loan. The Chinese government put restrictions on them. They took a loan for the amount they spent, right, with an interest rate of like some kind of like 15%. They had to pay in 3 years. It's mad. It's crazy. Anyway, but we got a very good player on free transfer, Marcus Thuram. It is the Kefren Thuram's older brother. He scored double digits last year in the Bundesliga, plays for Mönchengladbach, had Champions League experience. We got him for free, and he agreed to join Inter. By the way, you're talking about big club. He actually had the same exact offer from both clubs, Milan and Inter, and he chose Inter.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
And he rejected PSG.
And he rejected PSG. That project is dead. Bernardo Silva should not go there.
I agree
It's
with you.
dead.
I actually remember hearing earlier this year, maybe last summer, that they were looking to. They're ready to sell up. I did hear that. Look, I'll keep saying this to you, Cass. I know it's different people, but sometimes it isn't guaranteed. So
yeah,
What,
it's
the
guaranteed.
Qatari owners.
yeah.
Oh, it's guaranteed. We all know it's
I
guaranteed.
think it's different with
No, it's
Manchester United
guaranteed you'll
because
get them.
of the brand that is Manchester United. Like if you look at, for example, Malaga. You guys remember Malaga in the Champions League? They had Qatari owners. They're now in the third division of Spanish football, and they still have the Qatari owners because they just neglected them badly.
To be fair, do you know what? Do you know with us as well? To be fair, Girona. Yeah.
It might be the same thing
Girona,
with Caicedo, because you have to with FFP. Malaga can't really do much, anyways, and it don't matter how much money you got. You have to act within your the means. But then again, it's like that's the owners. It's their responsibility to make sure they are this club that can go and be better and everything. Other than that, man, big up everyone.
Been a great day.
Yeah, been a great day. 10K's just made my day personally, and pretty much everybody else.
I had a really bad day. I said to Cass earlier, I was having a rubbish day today. I would have probably stayed in my bed sulking all day.
Yeah,
But
probably.
He made me get up to do a show early. We hit those lovely numbers, and I still am not that happy. But
You're not that happy. Okay.
no, because I'm not in a good mood. But thanks to all these beautiful subscribers, it put me in a better mood. By the way, you slyly without glasses on look like Gundogan.
Who are you talking to?
Well, definitely not you with your ponytail.
Of course. Like,
Well, Michael, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw some chat already say I look like Kovacic, Gundogan. I don't know what other comparisons I look
wasn't
like.
far off, to be fair. Without glasses, my eyes aren't that bad.
Wow. All right, Gundogan.
Night, people.
Yeah, and make sure you stay on this. Please stay on this stream. Wait for it to end when we end it, because it will put you over to Mons. Give Mons a chance. Big Sixpence. It's a different type of stream and everything
I might
like
go
that.
over there. I might ask for the link and jump on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, just wait on it or go to Big Sixpence. Just type in. Just if you stay on it, it will say play next. Give him a chance. See how it is. If you like it, subscribe. If not, you know what to do, man. It's up to you guys.
No, go on there and subscribe now. You'll like it.
Yeah, you
you
will like it. But other than that, in a bit. Bye bye. You're not allowed to run the intro at the moment.